Yeah, how do you know, like, when a man is intentional, like, for a woman versus just entertainment? So I just want to know a little bit about it, the approach, maybe,
Okay.
if you know.
Are you like in an active situation where you're trying to read it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just feels like, they are, like, they reach out, they comment, like, they text you and stuff, but you really never know if it's, like, their intention is for, like, something real or, like, it's just fun.
I mean, yeah, a lot of that is going to be determined by observing their behavior over time. Like you're not really going to know immediately. So with this person that you're referring to, how long have y'all been engaging one another?
I think about 2 months and stuff. Yeah,
Two
two,
months?
3 months now.
Okay. How did y'all meet?
We met online, like Instagram.
On Instagram? Okay. Okay. And how old are you two?
I'm 25. I think he's 32.
Okay. And have y'all like going on any dates?
We have.
Okay. How frequently do y'all see one another?
Well, the thing is, we're in a different state, so not as much.
Okay. So how far of a drive is it?
Um, Long, because mostly like a flight thing.
Okay, so far, far. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen each other how many times?
Well, we have seen each other before, but like now it's like just dating zone, just now. But I know him like way long time ago. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. So y'all haven't like met in person and actually
Oh no,
dated.
we have seen each other a couple
No,
of times, just 2 times so far.
two times in a romantic contest.
Yes,
Okay. Was that him coming to you or you going to him?
he came first and I went second. So
Okay. What makes you feel like he may not be intentional?
I don't know. I mean, like it's because like he's not actively like showing interest, maybe like actively every day, like yeah,
So your expectation is if somebody is taking you seriously, they would talk to you every day,
correct.
and he's not talking to you every day.
Unless like I reply back or something, like he doesn't really reach out as much. So
Okay.
yeah,
How frequently? What's the cadence of him like initiating conversation?
maybe like he was send like pictures and stuff, like what he's doing. Maybe he's at the gym and stuff, and then we just
No, I mean by
go like
cadence.
just
By cadence, I mean is it like every day, every other day?
every other day if I don't like reach out, maybe
Okay.
something the other day, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Have y'all slept together?
No.
Okay. All right. Have you expressed that you would like to speak daily?
Yes.
And what was the response?
Kind of like he's kind of busy to talk every day. He has like a lot of plans. So
So by talk, are we talking about text messaging or talking on the phone?
talking on the phone.
Okay, so you would like to talk on the phone every day.
Correct.
Gotcha. For how long?
20, 20 minutes maybe, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
What does he do for a living? Do you know?
I think I'm not really entirely sure, but he says he works in a company. I didn't ask for much detail.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be like a time will tell situation. Because some people really don't want to talk every day on the phone. Like I don't want to talk every day on the phone. I'll communicate every day though. All right.
Okay.
But talk every day, I normally would do that in like a relationship capacity.
Okay. But like, how could you go to a relationship if you're not like, showing interest to begin with? Like, how do I know the person like from like 5, 6 months, like let's be girlfriend, whatnot? How do I know that person is gonna show up then if he's not showing up right now? That is the most concerning, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
the
the question
honeymoon phase should be something like you
you're right.
actually
You're right. And if
approaching.
that's something that doesn't work for you, then it's just going to be a compatibility issue.
Oh,
This is a part
okay.
of
That makes
compatibility.
sense.
So if you say like, okay, I want someone that I can talk to every single day, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's just what you want. I would like
Mm-hmm.
someone to talk on the phone every single day, and you're dealing with someone who is not going to talk on the phone every single day. You have two options. You can either um, just end the connection and find someone who's willing to talk every single day, or you compromise a bit and accept that you're not going to talk with that person every day and find a way to still enjoy the access to them that you have.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, but that
Thank you.
doesn't necessarily mean that the person isn't intentional. It's more so a compatibility conversation. Now, he may not be intentional, but that's
Mm,
a time will tell situation. And it's kind of hard to tell when you're long distance. Long
yeah.
distance is not an ideal situation. It can work, certainly can work. It has worked, but it's not ideal, right?
Mm,
Because especially for someone like you sound like somebody who wants connection, like a lot of it. Um,
yeah.
Not in like an unhealthy way, just like you like to talk to your person, you like to engage with them, right? Probably like a
Correct.
lot of quality time, things like that, right? It's gonna be hard to accomplish in a long distance relationship, one that requires a flight with somebody who's too busy to talk on the phone every day. So if that is true, that means this person has a busy schedule. If this person has a busy schedule, you're not going to have unfiltered access to them.
Mm, okay, that makes sense. Thank
Okay, no problem, love. Best luck to you.
you. Mm-hmm.
All right. Like I always say, if you're anxiously attached, don't even do long distance unless you're with someone who's secure. If they're not secure, don't even don't even attempt. It's not going to work out, unfortunately. Eva, what's going on, love? Typo, where you been at? Any new developments? Any bars you got kicked out of recently? Did they lift the restraining order? Do they have like your picture outside of the bar? Just you in the pink shirt? Just you in the pink shirt, just on the door. Like, don't do not let this nigga in here. I've been cooling, never going back there for at least a year. You got like a you say, hey Siri, remind me in a year. Remind me in 365 days to go back to this bar so I can get a few more numbers. That's not a good idea. Siri, don't argue with me. Remind me. There's Huz in there. Hard R2 probably. Probably. I just been focusing and moving. Cool. Did you give a weekend recap already? A little bit last night. Low energy. I still have not slept yet for real. So when I'm fully refreshed, we'll probably get deep into it. But still have not gotten any sleep. Not that bar not even my vibe, so I'm good. I think the feeling's mutual, typo. I think the bar also said you were not its type. What happened in Dallas, stay there. You're saying what happens in Dallas stays in Dallas? Is that what you're saying? What's the biggest red flag for you and a woman? Acting in bad faith is the biggest red flag. You want someone who has good intentions. Acting in bad faith is a big red flag for either party. Once you determine someone acts in bad faith, it's like there's no point in working on anything. Their character is off. It's not gonna work. Simply not going to work. Typo, you coming to the cruise in February? Like moving too quickly on assumptions? No, it's more so like people who play um, zero-sum games. Like, I win, you lose. People like that. Try to get me in the men's chat. We're going to add you. We're going to add you today, brother. We said after the Dallas trip we'll add you. So I'll get you in there for sure. For sure. All right, what kind of questions do we have? Remember, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue. Did y'all miss me? Huh? Did you miss Big Sig? He's back, baby. We back in full effect. I did go live. Someone said last night, you didn't go live in Dallas. I did go live in Dallas. I just didn't do a Q&A in Dallas. I went live twice, actually, at random times. But we were having too much fun for me to be on this phone. We were having too much fun to be on this phone. I had thought about going live. I was like, nah, it's going to take me out the moment. I'm trying to soak this up. Soak this experience up, baby. We had a ball. Hannah kept trying to get me to go out to enjoy the nightlife. I don't do nightlife. You'll see pictures of me like slumped in the corner. With Hannah and Eva just keep passing me hookah. Eva was trying to make me drive the boat. I'm like, I got Megan knees? I ain't got no Megan Thee Stallion knees. What are you doing? Because Hannah likes to party and you got to tell her no. You got to tell her no. Maya was there, she know. Maya had to nurse me back to health. That maneuver you did, Maya, that shit. Hey, GOAT. You're the GOAT. For sure. For sure. Shivani, what's happening? I gotta give like followers on other platforms like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook like contests from all those pictures I was posting. Like y'all know because y'all on the live, but Instagram was like, what? Instagram don't even know the Signal Dating is the name of the business because my username is different over there. What is he a pimp? Why is all these people around him? Two things can be true at once. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue. I am not Maya. I resent the accusations. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay.
Good. What can I do for you?
So, I have an interesting update.
Okay.
I had to sit with it, but yeah. I spoke with my baby daddy over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And, for a minute there, I thought that, that we were going to somehow, against all better judgment, get back together. And then I was like, you know what, let me just keep things straight, co-parenting. So I was like, I don't want you to focus on me. I want to focus on our daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something very interesting that I kind of want to run by you just as not only a dating coach, but as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, I don't know about anyone else, especially if they're like younger, but certain things that men say, I feel like you don't have to think that hard. They're telling you the truth. It's just that you just got to catch it. So I was like, oh, do you want to take your daughter to the park? Like, do you want to take her somewhere? He keeps focusing on me. He's like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, no. If I was, I would have told you. And he's like, oh, well, I don't want to say I hate our child, but I'm afraid of you. And I'm like, what? What type of...
Wait,
what?
repeat that? I didn't catch all of it.
Basically that. Like, he asked if I was pregnant.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that was straight no. Then he's like, well, it's not that I hate our child, it's just that I'm afraid of you. And I'm like, at first I was thinking to myself, did he really just say he hated our child? First of all, our child's a baby. Our child's like 10 months. So I was like, did that just come out your mouth? Like, what? And then for context, I understand what he's saying. Like, I'm not saying he's right. What I'm saying, because I ran this by a friend of mine, and she was like, why did he say that he's afraid of you? So, like I told you, he was incarcerated. He's actually on supervised release.
Mm-hmm.
And he resents me for rightfully having him put in jail. I just thought that, you know, he would at least be willing to co-parent, but he's not. So it's kind of like...
One question I have. What did he do to deserve for you to put him in jail?
Honestly, quite a few things. I can't like fully expose everything because we're still, you know, in litigation and there's trial coming up. But he essentially beat me up when I was 2 months pregnant. That's one thing. And then there were other things that happened that were violent when I was 2 months pregnant, where I had no, like, felony level that he did.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
immediate.
So yeah, I was like, yeah.
Immediate.
He got sent to Rikers like within a week.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Immediate next question.
Yes.
You had said at the beginning that you were entertaining getting back with him.
Not. I mean, a small percentage of myself felt that way because I still kind of was hoping we could be somewhat of, you know, a family unit, but I'm actually not all the way mad that he decided to be like, F you. Because honestly, he found me on Facebook, and there's some random females he's following on there, and I'm like, yo, why are you in my face? But then you also got other females. It's just a whole thing where I'm like, bro, this is why I don't like the idea of dating a lot of the time, because of this stuff.
Right. But here's the thing, right? A lot of people complain about dating. I know there's people have different experiences, so people complain about dating for different reasons. But a big problem that I run into is people complain about dating, and what they don't consider is the type of person that they're choosing to date. So, like, there's some women who hear you talk, and they're like, they wouldn't even consider a person like this. Wouldn't even have a conversation with them. So what do you think is the difference between somebody who's like, I wouldn't even have a conversation with that type of person, from somebody who would like seriously entertain them?
This is true.
Right. So it's not dating that's the problem. Well, dating is a problem for all those types of people, sure. No one has it easy out here. But the people who you decide to connect with, especially for any ones you give like a lot of access to and deal with for a certain period of time, always reveal something about yourself. Always. No exceptions. No, zero exceptions. And that's the kind of part, that's the part that needs to be addressed. Like, you want to have you're going to always have problems in life, but you want to have high quality problems, not low quality problems. That's with everything. Like, there's some people who like, their problem is, I don't know, how do I set up this investment account for my children? Which one do I choose? Like, that's a problem for them, right? That's a high quality problem. Then there's people who spend their rent money on a vacation, and now their problem is, how am I going to pay rent and I get evicted since I spent money on vacation? Two different types of financial problems. One is a high quality financial problem. The other one's a low quality financial problem, meaning like it was very easily avoidable, right? So you want, that also manifests in relationships too, and dating. Like, there's high quality dating problems. There's people out there who are like, I just have too many people to choose from. Who do I pick? That's a higher quality problem, right? There's lower quality problems where people are just in like terrible situations, just cycles of breaking up, getting back together, all types of emotional, physical, financial abuse. It's a lower quality problem to have. You're going to have a problem, but try to position yourself to have higher quality problems.
You know, I want to like kind of like add to what you're saying, because it's funny you mention this.
Mm-hmm.
When I met him, even though, what was this, like, I want to say this is probably maybe almost 2 years ago, I was in an entirely different place in my life, first of all. Like,
Right.
I was not doing well financially. I had just overcome a lot of hurdles. I was just in a way lower frequency
Mm-hmm.
type of lifestyle. Never like super trashy, but I didn't mind being around that because I myself was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the journey of pregnancy and becoming a mom, I was like, forget that, and I upgraded my life viciously.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has a lot to do with me kind of simply outgrowing him, and I think it's more so a familiarity thing of why I even kind of entertained for like 2 seconds wanting to even be a family, because for lack of a better, I put like this. Like I come from a very rural hood area originally.
Yeah, you told me
and
this the
he's from
first
a
time.
very rural, hardcore place in Africa.
Right.
And so it's familiar. So I feel like now we're just simply not compatible.
Right. 100%. So that older version of you is the part of you that like was considering even dealing with him again. Makes sense.
Exactly. Like it's like the shedding of an onion or the peeling of an onion, for lack of a better term.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. And then the child is like the bridge.
Yeah, and what's crazy? Like you're talking about like accounts and stuff. Like I told him how I have her investment accounts, I have her savings, I have her college savings, and he was like, "Oh, well, she's a privileged little baby." Like he was almost like kind of low key, like I don't say mocking, but it was like he couldn't really like relate a little bit. And I'm kind of like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to have my baby struggle? Like the whole point of becoming a parent is to help do better with the baby, like regardless if you're around or not. Like
Right.
I think a lot of it is us just growing apart.
Right. Oh, no, I agree with that. What was your original question though? Because it sounded like you already kind of knew what he was saying.
A lot of it was the comment about what he said about the baby and me, because it just shocked me that first I want to make sure I wasn't tripping. Like I'm not tripping, right? Like he really meant that about him, how he felt about our baby and me.
I'm still not sure what he was getting at, to be honest. I think there's some context that I'm missing.
Oh, no, because basically I asked him, like, do you want to take her to the park? Do you want to take her somewhere? And he basically was talking about how he just didn't want to see her for that reason.
Because he's scared of you.
Yeah, I mean...
But I'm confused as to how that relates to, like, asking you the question if you're pregnant.
Oh, that was two different questions, because, we like I said, we were, quote-unquote, got back together, like, back in May, so he thought I was pregnant off of that, so he was asking two different questions.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Listen.
I'm so sorry.
Anyone who will beat the pregnant mother of their child probably doesn't care too much about the child.
Really?
Think about it.
I mean, low key, like he wasn't like happy when I told him I was pregnant. He didn't like, he wasn't too fond of it. He didn't want me to get an ultrasound. Like he was just kind of, yeah. And then just kind of escalated to that.
Right.
I was just hoping that once he actually met her and saw how wonderful and sweet she was, that maybe he'll just get over it. He never got over it.
No, you have to ground your expectations, love. This is like you're in la la land with this one. I gotta be honest with you. Like I want you to look at the chat right now. Normally I tell people not to look at the chat. I want you to look at the chat right now. You're the only one.
I am kind of like low key looking at it, like as we're talking.
You're the only one shocked by what I just said in terms of beating the mother of your child while she's pregnant, and then that being shocking to you. It's more shocking to me that that's not something you concluded. Because the baby's inside of you. So hurting you hurts the child. I would think someone who's beating their woman would probably not beat her while she's pregnant because she's pregnant and not want to hurt the baby in the process of hurting the woman.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't expect this. I appreciate it. Wow. I mean, I guess like moving forward, like, you know, I feel that I don't. I don't have to say. I appreciate what you said in the comments, and I feel like moving forward, I am going to put him on child support, obviously, and move on. But I feel like whatever was there, I think is, you know, it's not. My expectations are definitely leveling out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what needs to be corrected. Is like we just have to ground how you're seeing things, because you perceiving this situation like that means that there's some rewiring that has to occur with future connections, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, because you may not read any future connection accurately, considering how you're reading this one. So that'll come with experience, but that may also relate to the environment that you were in, right? So what we're really having the conversation around is like, what's normal? So it sounds like you grew up in an environment where it was just extremely unhealthy. So the way that you are calibrated to normal is off. So you have to kind of learn what that is. It's like if somebody grew up in a household where there's like a lot of bickering, right? Just give you an example. Like the parents fighting all the time. They may think that fighting is just what people do. Because they never seen a couple who doesn't fight like that. Who isn't just calling each other out their name 24/7. So they'll go on to repeat that cycle. Right? So, yeah, the environment that we're in can impact us greatly. But this is just going to be something that's going to have to be ongoing for you.
You're right. I really need to hear that. Thank you.
Absolutely. But yeah, keep coming back with questions. We'll work through it piece by piece. But as long as you have a willingness to receive feedback and different perspectives, over time this will correct itself.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem, dear. You take care.
You too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who we got next? Y'all say domestic violence goes up when the woman gets pregnant? I didn't know that. Does make sense though. But I would also say there has to be situations where guys like, why I oughta, but you're lucky. We're gonna take a break for a few months and get back to regularly scheduled programming. That's a rough situation. That's not one I've had to deal with. I've not had to deal with any DV situations. I think that's out. That's a legal matter. You got to call the police for that. It's not no coaching calls for DV situations. Go get help in another way. And that's extreme. But hello, how are you? Lisa, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's going on?
Oh, awesome. So a little bit of dating relationship advice. The last two guys that I dated didn't have Christ in their life, but really great guys. Went to church, but not a relationship with Christ.
Gotcha.
But the relationship overall was really great.
Mm-hmm.
But not having Christ, it felt like an emptiness for me. And of course, I know that wasn't my person.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as being kind to me, gentle to me, romantic, having a great time, traveling together, financially in a great place, established for retirement, had all of those things going on for themselves, but not the relationship with God, which I truly feel like is something that I want, I desire, and I need in order to marry.
Mm-hmm.
So now the opposite. I meet a guy that has Christ in his life. I'm not as attracted to, but a great guy. We're having a good time, but he's not romantic. Doesn't like to travel, but willing to. And that's different because I don't know what that capacity is as far as when he always says that he's willing to.
Right.
So far, as far as like going out, I am I love the Lord, but I love to have fun. I want to go to concerts. I like to go to wineries and do those type of things. And he's not as active as I am. So it definitely seems like there is a disconnect, and maybe not even possibly the complete match that I was looking for. And so that's what I'm running into. It's maybe that they got all these other things, but missing something in regards to character for me. And then, or I meet somebody who has, I don't know, 6 of the 4 things that I'm looking for.
4 of the 6 things you're looking for. What are the 6 things you're looking for?
I just made up the number, but for example, relationship with Christ would be number 1. Financially astute, financially in a good place in regards to retirement, love family, integrity, somebody who understands the importance of communication and honesty and open to doing that and talking through things. I'm looking for that, as well as someone who likes to travel. I love traveling, so that's important to me. I like romance as well. So I love somebody who's thoughtful and kind. And I'm willing to do the same. All of those things that I've said, I'm also willing to do those as well. And I'm financially secure as well. So I want somebody who is the same.
Okay. And how old are you?
54.
Okay. And you said that the most recent guy who actually does have a relationship with Christ, well, but you said you weren't very attracted to him. Does that mean physically attracted, or do you mean like in terms of how he's showing up?
Both.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But I think sometimes all of the other things to me, I'm not attracted to him. He's not bad looking, but if we walked up to one another, I probably wouldn't have, I wouldn't have been interested.
Okay. But as you've gotten to know him, have you grown in interest?
No.
Okay. And what qualities are he missing again? What qualities is he missing?
He's just boring. I mean, he doesn't like to get out. He doesn't do much. We go on dates, but they are hit and a miss. We talk a lot. Even if we go away, we went away on a weekend. It was just not what I would expect for a weekend. It had little to no romance in it, and not necessarily for intimacy. Having sex wasn't it. It was just, we went to we went away and went to the movies. Like, who travels far away to go to a movies, like a boat cruise or something nice? It's just boring. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay. So he's not stimulating enough for you.
That's a good word. I never thought of it like that way.
Okay. And when you say a relationship with Christ, what does that mean? Give me specifics.
Relationship with Christ, intimacy with Christ, somebody who goes to church, somebody I can talk to about biblical things, somebody who is interested in having a relationship with Christ and growing in the things of God, as well as someone who sees themselves as a believer.
But let's dive deeper into the relationship aspect, because you just described a typical Christian.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I don't want to say going to church, because I think that sounds, you could go to church and still not be a Christian.
Right.
It's somebody who actually has an active Christian life with God, someone who studies the word, someone who is going to church, someone is seeking to do the right thing, someone who does obey the Bible, studies the Bible,
Right.
those things, someone who is active in regards to their Christian walk with God.
Okay.
Not perfect.
Sure. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. What you're running into is the type of man that you're describing is probably not going to be that stimulating. Let me propose this question to you. Do you think Jesus was a very stimulating individual? Miracles aside.
I don't know if I'm going to answer that correctly, because probably not. But I would see him as being somewhat stimulating to me, having interest in the things that I have interest in. But I'm not sure about that. I think that's a good question, though, that you pose.
Right. So, because someone could have a relationship with Christ and they prioritize that to such a high degree that they don't really have an interest in traveling because of the relationship that they have. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find those two things in the same person, but I will be honest. Once you say you want someone to have a relationship with, the way that I take that to mean is you're talking to God daily and you're obedient to His will. So your life, if I was to watch you and I couldn't hear what you said, I could just watch you like you would watch a movie, your behavior would look like you have a relationship with Christ, right? The fruit of the Spirit is aligning up. And there's nothing in the fruits of the Spirit that hint towards being stimulating. This is one of the issues, I think, and I haven't fully solved this, so you may not get a full answer here. I gotta be honest with you. But I think one of the problems with Christian people, I'm a Christian myself, so I'm not like demonizing them as a group, but believers, is when it comes to dating, when there's no concept of dating in the Bible. It doesn't exist, right? So they did things differently. That doesn't mean that you can't date now. It's just setting the stage. But the worldly way of dating is high stimulation, high chemistry. That's the worldly way. The biblical way is going to be more fixated upon compatibility. And what a lot of Christian women that I've seen, that I've talked to, the problem they run into is they have their foot in both categories. They're trying to optimize for both things simultaneously. I don't think that maps out. I just don't think that maps out. Because it's like, think of it from this perspective. I think the Holy Spirit just inspired me.
Okay.
If you truly do have a relationship with Christ to that degree, you would follow God's will regardless of how you felt internally.
Are you asking me that?
No, I'm just saying it.
Oh, yeah. But to answer that, yeah, I would.
Right. So if you came across like a godly man who has a relationship with Christ who wasn't super stimulating, but then also like check the boxes, you probably would just be with that person. Because what is the goal of the relationship? What is the goal of marriage? Biblically, it ain't to have fun. That ain't the goal. It's to build God's kingdom. That's the goal of it, right? So it's not to have all these stimulating adventures. Again, not to say you can't have that. It just means that's not the goal. So having that as a goal may hold you back, because I feel like that is something where there can be a degree of compromise, right? When you talk about traveling, do you have to travel so much with your husband? Or will the guy who you're dating also travel with you sometimes? Maybe not all the time, right? I think you're looking at it like as an all-in, all-out situation. Like either you're going to like traveling to the degree that I like traveling, or it's probably not going to work.
And I guess I'm tittering with compromise versus settling. Like in some of that, because we do share a lot of as far as the same direction, we share some of the same goals in life. But I don't want to just settle for someone as well. So as far as compromising, I'm willing to do that. I take 3 to 4 trips a year. Okay, we only take 2. Mm-hmm. And I hang out with the girls on 1. I don't mind a little compromise, but I guess where I am kind of going back and forth is on settling. That's where I'm kind of, I don't want to settle. I do want to compromise.
What does settling mean to you?
That's what I'm trying to make sure. I want to make sure before I select somebody that I'm not saying, okay, I pick you because there are no church guys who fit what I'm looking for. Because that may not necessarily be the case. It just might be he's not my person. Or maybe he is my person. I got to compromise a little bit more. So that's where I'm at in trying to, and it's a fine line in regards to trying to make sure I'm not settling versus how much
the way to kind of
compromise.
get past the settling thing is to have a list of like your nice to haves and need to haves. A lot of people like put that list together as one list, right? So there are some things you absolutely need to have in a relationship. Like from what you're telling me, it sounds like him having a relationship with Christ is top of that list. Okay, that goes in the need to have category. Travel is another thing that's just really big in your life. So maybe a openness to travel. Maybe he doesn't need to be in love with it to the degree that you are in love with it. But it sounds like you probably couldn't be with someone who's like, I'm not leaving my house, right? That wouldn't work for you,
Definitely not.
right? But a openness to travel, that's workable. We're not going to compromise on that.
And I've never dated anybody I'm not attracted to.
Physically attracted to. Okay.
Yes.
So what made you even give him a chance?
Dating app. 2 months of talking. Really great.
Well, that's part of your problem.
conversations.
That's part of your problem right there. Don't do dating apps. Dating apps are, even though some people do have success from dating apps, most of the people on dating apps are going to be the type of man you're describing would not need a dating app.
Okay.
They wouldn't need
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard that one before, but okay.
No,
And maybe that's a part of what it is. Maybe it's just meeting someone in person that I have a connection with.
Right. Right. So, yeah, he wouldn't need. You're describing like a very rare person. You're describing a very rare individual.
Rare because of the Christian, along with.
Well, first, just off of being a actual like disciple is rare. There's a lot of Christians, not a lot of disciples. When you say somebody who is actually showcasing the fruits of the Spirit and then have a actual connection with Jesus for real, where they're talking daily and can kind of hear the Holy Spirit in a sense, that's a rare man and a rare woman. And I would say there's more women like that than men. So you're already in rare territory. But you gotta also be attracted to him. So it means he has to be desirable. Because if you're saying you're attracted to him, that means the other women are also attracted to him. So he has to be single. Why would he be single? Right? And then the age range that you're in, it's like these are men who have probably already been established. So you're looking for someone, the rare Christian man who is desirable, single, a disciple, and is in demand, but just happens to not have anybody right now. That's just a rare individual. And even if you do meet a man like that, the women are knocking down his door. They're knocking it down. Now that's not to demoralize you, because there is, you got God on your side, right? But your current strategy of finding him on a dating app, the environment that you date in matters. So like, think of dating apps as the digital version of a speed dating event.
Expound.
Have you ever been to a speed dating event before?
One.
Okay, how was the experience? Were those men there very
It's
desirable?
gone from one table to the next table. Well, the men kind of came to one table to the next table,
Right.
and we just
Were
talked.
the,
And
were the men there very desirable? Or did it seem like, yeah, sure, you would be here?
the men were not very desirable.
Right.
But some of the women weren't either. So
Yeah,
it didn't
probably.
look like they were. Everybody didn't look to me like dressed like they were coming to date. It was just
Right.
like an average day at a
But
bar.
now you see why they needed a speed dating event. There are people out here who do not need speed dating. They do not need dating apps. They just live a life where I always tell people dating problems are downstream of social problems. People think they have a dating problem. They really have a social problem. People who have the most active and vibrant social lives tend to not have a dating issue. Not in terms of finding people. They may have an issue like getting into a relationship and maintaining it. But in terms of finding connections, that's not the issue. So anyone who's in a situation where they are not finding connections, they likely have a social problem. And if they don't have a social problem, then there's something else going on. Like maybe they're incredibly overweight or just are insufferable people, right?
But I'm sure I have a social problem because I don't get out. So that's
Right.
something else that I may need to do
Right.
more in different environments
Right.
as
So
well.
there's two environments that you can put yourself in order to meet people more organically. They are dynamic environments and static environments. So dynamic environments are environments where every time you go, you see different people. So when you go to the grocery store, farmer's market, right? Bars, clubs, those are dynamic environments. They aren't bad, but they aren't the best option. Because if you meet a man in that type of situation, maybe he's having an off day, maybe he is too nervous to talk to you, and now you'll just never see him again, right? Static environments are the complete opposite. Static environments are environments where every time you go, you see the same people over and over and over again. Now, the benefit of static environments is, one, there's a reputational aspect to it. Because we all know each other, people are going to treat you better because they are managing their reputation. Along with that, because there's a reputational aspect, their reputation is known. So anyone who is not moving with good faith, they're probably going to be either ostracized or you're going to be warned about them. You also get the benefit from the slow burn effect, right? Like you can just kind of build connections over time, get to know a person without putting the romantic pressure on it, right? This is how we've dated for all of human history. There's been a community approach to it. An additional benefit is the static environment can filter for the type of qualities that you're looking for. There was a woman who was on the live who wanted a man who was physically active and loved nature because she loved nature. So I told her to join a hiking community where they would go on hikes weekly and meet people through that. Every man in that environment likes nature and probably is invested in being physically active. So when you approach it this way, you take more of a strategic approach with dating as opposed to doing it random. Like I said on the video recently, people are intentional and strategic with every other domain of life. They're strategic about their health, they're strategic about their career, but they're not strategic about their love life. They just have a random scattered approach with that. No, apply strategy there as well. Now, to go a bit deeper into that, you don't want to put yourself in these environments with the intention of meeting a man. It will evade you. What you want to do is put yourself in these environments with the intention of just doing something you like to do or something that you're interested in. And then just spreading positive vibes, connecting with people, both platonically and potentially romantically. If it happens, it happens. But you can't force it.
Yeah.
Like, you know that. You're a Christian woman. You know you can't force things. The harvest belongs to God and God alone. All you can do is plant seeds. So putting yourself in these environments is your way of planting seeds. God kind of co-creates with us. We got to do our part, right? So putting yourself in these environments is doing your part. It is an act of faith in and of itself, right? So that's how you will solve the social problem. Because you'll be doing something that you like doing, and then you will be connecting with people platonically, extending your social circle, which, by the way, you can meet people romantically through platonic connections. You may meet a woman who's married and her husband's friend is healed up from his wife passing and ready to date again. You know what I mean? Stuff like that happens all the time. But get off them dating apps. He ain't up there.
Sounds good. I'll see how this works out. And if not, I will definitely look at in regards to where I'm going socially and what I'm doing.
There you go. Keep me posted, all right?
All right, thanks. Take care.
No problem. I've wanted to dive deeper into that Christian bag before because the Christians definitely need help with this type of stuff. What I was saying about the worldly way of dating and the Christian way is 100% accurate, by the way. A lot of them are like, they're blending the two things. They're like doing the Christian thing, but then they also are like, I want someone to turn me on strongly. Make me weak in the knees. It's like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's a worldly way of dating. So in other words, I want someone to be super lusty after. David, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Marquette?
Good,
So,
how are you?
quick question. I don't try to be brief. I know you like to stick to certain things, so tell me if I'm going on a tangent. So, in the upcoming week or so, I'm going to a night out. So basically, I'm hosting a game night, and all of us are going out. I'm going with a coworker. I believe that coworker already knows that I like them. And also there'll be another coworker and like 3 or 4 other people. My thing is, when we get to the bars or clubs, wherever we go, should I be around her like the whole time and occasionally buy her drinks? Or should I just pretend like I'm on a regular night out, be aware that she's there, but not focus too much attention? Just want to get your opinion and why, and that's it.
Okay, so you're going out to a social outing with coworkers, and there's a coworker there that you feel like knows you're interested,
Yes.
and you're trying to see how to play the social outing. You're trying to see how to play the social event.
Yeah,
Okay, what are y'all doing?
being around the whole time.
What are
We
y'all?
we going bar hopping, basically.
Okay, cool. Who like put it together?
I did. So I'm
man.
hosting it at my place first for pregame.
There we
And
go.
then we going out like.
That was a great decision, you hosting it. That shows leadership. I always tell guys, like, the best strategy for dating, for men, is to be the reason people get together. If you could be a social leader, the reason why people connect and have social momentum in their lives, it puts you in a great position. Like, if you're the guy throwing the party, you're likely going to be the most desirable person in that atmosphere, right? Good. Why do you think that she knows that you are into it?
Just certain hints and certain things I said. So that's why I feel like, I did say I love her. She said it back, but, that was late at night. You have drinks. It's late at night, so.
Okay. What was the context where you said you love her? Was it just like a drunk, like, I love you, like what drunk people do?
No. I was making sure she made it home. That's all. I was like, I care about you, blah, 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 and
Okay. Well, don't do that. How long have y'all been coworkers?
Shit. Excuse me. Since November?
Okay. Have you had any more of those moments of like being like emoting in that way?
What was the last thing you said? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Have you had any more of those moments of like confessing feelings like that?
Not really. Not like that, but through actions, yes.
Through actions, how?
Oh, just being nice, holding the door. Being like, yo, guys supposed to be outside on the side of the street. That stuff.
When you go on the side of the street, do you verbalize that's what you're doing?
Okay, I see I messed up, right? Okay, got you.
There's so much nuance here. You could have said that in a joking way. That's charming. Or you could have said it.
I did. I was like, yo, let me get on this side of the street because if a car hits me, I'm fatter. I can stop the car. So that's what I did say.
Self-deprecation is tricky, brother. Do you do that a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot. I mean, I don't know. I'm not aware.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, are you like a heftier guy?
No. I'm not too overweight. I'm like on 150.
Okay, cool. Don't do the self-deprecation thing. The opposite works better with women, where it's like you have displays of confidence.
Gotcha.
Right? So it's like if Shorty came into work early one day, you could say something like, "Couldn't wait to see me, huh?" Right? Like that type of joke does better with women, not the self-deprecation shit. And even with that, there's a lot of nuance. But I'm explaining it in a black and white way just to get you to understand the point. Okay?
Gotcha.
But that's going to trigger attraction more. You making a display of confidence and being playful like that, as opposed to you low, because all you did was just draw attention to your fat. You know what I mean? And if that's not something she's into, it can kind of make her less attracted to you. So,
Gotcha. Makes sense.
so the play here is gonna be simple, man. It's you just have to be flirtatious with her when you're out. Don't hover her. I would work the room. You still talk to her. You can even talk to her more than you're talking to anybody else. Just not like way more, right? But the important thing is you're just having a good time. You're not on a mission. You're having a good time. You're talking to the fellas. You're talking to other ladies who are there. You're just spreading good vibes, especially because you're the host. So you're there to make sure everybody is having a good time, and you're contributing to them having a good time, right?
Okay.
So that's the focus. With her, you're treating her like you're treating everybody else, but you may do a little bit of flirtation.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you so much. I want to respect your time. Thank you for answering me. I appreciate it.
Does that make sense to you though? Like, how,
Yeah, no, it does. It definitely does.
okay.
That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to hear someone else's opinion.
Yeah,
But
it's good because it's like you don't want to necessarily do what I'm describing at work because it can get tricky at work. But considering that y'all are going, this is I normally give guys this speech when they're interested in dating a coworker because of how tricky it can be. And you don't want any problems. But if you're willing to play the long game, such as do exactly what you're doing, getting a group of people out, you can kind of test and see how the vibe is outside of that atmosphere. But the only way to test to see how it is if you change the dynamic a bit and be a little bit more flirtatious. Not heavy-handed with it, but just a little bit more to see how she responds to it. Don't wait until you get drunk. Don't wait until she gets drunk because that will change the data. We need clean data. We need clean, she may respond to your advances drunk differently than she would had she been sober. Sober her is that's the data that we need.
Gotcha.
So we need to have this data extracted before she gets to 2 drinks.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Thank you so much, man.
No problem, brother. Keep me posted on how it goes, all right?
Huh?
I said keep me posted on how it goes.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right, bro. All right. Danny, remind me to make a video on self-deprecation.
Hello, how
Yo,
you doing, sir?
What's going on, man?
Hey, how you been?
Good, how about yourself, bro?
Man, I've been great, man. I saw you. I was just thinking today, I just had a little interaction with a young lady over the last couple months, and it was, yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but I do have some questions. I have a few questions. The first question I wanted to ask you is, why don't you do like a dating platform? I'm just curious because you're very intelligent as far as the dating thing, and I this is my personal feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you were hosting a dating thing, people would probably find successful matches and successfully date, not just kind of get together and then it washes out. Because So that's my first question.
When you say dating platform, what are you referring to?
Okay, like a matchmaker thing, like that. Like, you get on and people come on and, you hear this, you hear that, and then, people make a connection.
Oh, like the TikTok live joints?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I see.
I mean,
I'm just curious.
one answer is I'm a solopreneur, bro, so it's like, I might have Danny's help now. Shout out to Danny. It's my guy. But I just don't have enough time to do anything else other than what I'm doing. But the second thing is, a lot of those situations, like I can go to one of those lives and I can tell who's there genuinely and who's just trying to get gifts or get followers.
Okay.
Normally it's an aesthetic thing. So when I go on a live and I see a whole bunch of like beautiful women, I'm like, they're obviously not serious.
Okay.
They're just trying to get attention, right? Same thing if it's like really handsome guys. I'm like, they're not serious. They're just trying to get attention, right? So,
Gotcha.
and then the host kind of needs the beautiful people to maintain the attention of like the live. Like the mechanics behind it just don't work out. It's like it's not. It just doesn't work because it's like it's almost the equivalent of people going to pop the balloon. It's like, are you going to pop the balloon to find love, or are you going to pop the balloon so you can say you won't pop the balloon?
Right. Okay. I totally get it. All right. So, my other thing, a few other questions. So, when, how, and where did the dating landscape change? Because I'm 51 years old, and it just seems like now. I know I talked to you a few other times, and you gave me great advice. I've used it. It's worked, and so I'm just troubleshooting the last bit. One thing I just wanted to add to that is this a true thing? Like, okay, guy meets woman, they're talking, everything is great. You know, the guy's, oh, I like you. The girl's like, I like you. And then if you give a woman too much attention, like if you're too accessible, then they fall off because they're like, oh, he's too accessible. And then also, have you noticed that I guess women or men play like the game of disappearing to try to, you know, manipulate you? Because like if you are talking to a woman every day for like a week or two, then one day she's gone for like 4 days, and then the guy's like, oh, well, what happened? Did I say something wrong? Did I, you know? So it's almost like now you're, you know, it's like a trap in a way. Because I've noticed that kind of dynamic. And so I'm just, I guess, better trying to understand, because I'm not really for playing the games, but I guess dating in a way it's like playing the game, right? You know, meeting someone is like the chase, the stop, the hold, you know. So when did it change? Or like, because I remember one time you told me, you know, like the dating dynamic now is different. I guess you said something like back then women needed men, but now women don't necessarily need men. They gotta desire you, they gotta want you. And I'll say this one last thing and then I'll be quiet. So I'll let you talk. So I said to myself after my last relationship, I said the next woman I talk to, she has to basically come to me, because I thought in my mind, like men always talk to women. So I was thinking maybe women say, okay, this guy tried to talk to me. Maybe I don't find him attractive, but maybe he could serve a purpose. Like maybe he could be the guy that takes me out to eat. Or maybe he could be the guy that makes me happy when I'm sad. So they kind of have fillers. But I was like, the next woman I wanted to come to me. It's funny because the last woman I talked to, she came to me. Come to find out, that was completely insane, because she came to visit me after 3 weeks of us talking. Okay, 3 weeks to a month, we talked on the phone. She came to visit me on a Sunday. We spent all the way to Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, she just said, oh, I have to go. And she's supposed to stay for the whole week. And I said, oh, no problem. And I didn't ask her why she had to go. You know, it's not like, if you want to go, you know, go. And then come to find out, I said, look, when after you leave, don't call me later on talking about, oh, I wish I had stayed. You know, I should have never left you. I said, look, if you're going to leave, just leave. Come to find out, she leaves. She said her friend was, quote unquote, going to commit suicide. I said, well, hey, I just want to tell you, you can't save anybody. If somebody wants to harm themselves, you can't save anybody. Only God can save people. But she leaves, and then she goes home, and then she calls me later on and says, she tells me the whole story. She left to go supposedly save her ex-boyfriend. And I was like, well, that was weird, because there was intimacy and everything between us over these days. And, you know, there was plans of us having a future. And it was just all wacky. And I kind of just pulled back from there. But okay, so I know that was a lot, and I do apologize. But yes, feel free to answer, I guess, any of the things I kind of said to you.
I'm gonna try to remember them, brother. Okay, I think I got one. You said,
Okay.
you said, when did things change? There's just a bunch of variables, man. It's like, it's hard to say. But like what I was telling you last time still holds. One major contributing variable is the fact that a lot of women, it's a growing number. It's not saying women don't need men, right? There are still a lot of women who still depend upon men for protection and provision, right? That still is a thing. It's just that number is shrinking, right? So there's a subset of women who don't need men for that. So they are going after the ones they desire. Men historically have never had to be desirable because they were needed, right? So now that there's less of a need, desire is becoming more important. It's like for the first time in history, women are like, okay, I'm going after the person who I want, not who just makes sense.
Right.
Not for survival reasons.
Okay.
A lot of guys resist that. They're still playing the game by the old rules, thinking like, okay, if I just get a good job, right, then I can be in a situation to where like I'll get my woman. And it's like, they ain't gonna cut it nowadays. You gotta bring more to the situation, and more is expected of women as well. This isn't like one sided. So it's just harder for both because women used to could just be pretty, and that was it. And that's still true to a degree, but some of the very desirable men are asking them to do more. Like, how do you contribute to my life? Right? So even women nowadays have to kind of like get deeper into their bag. But one thing that adds a bit of complexity is how hyper connected we are. Considering that we're very hyper connected, it has a couple of damaging effects. So one is, because we're so hyper connected, people are having a lot of negative dating and romantic experiences in a short timeline.
Okay.
Which can cause them to be like very skittish and put them on the defensive.
Right.
You have a certain number of like bad romantic experiences. It's very natural for someone to be very hesitant after that, right?
Right.
So that's one thing. The second thing is, or the second way that us being hyperconnected hurts us is it starts to have the unintended consequence of influencing us to look at each other's as commodities.
Okay.
So people aren't really looking at other people as people anymore. They're looked at as just a means to whatever end they want to achieve. So it could be a woman who wants kids. It's like, okay, you are someone I can have kids with. It may be a man who wants to get married or wants sex. It's like, okay, you are the vehicle where I can achieve that, right?
Okay.
And people are more disposable because they're looked at as commodities because I could just find another one. Like if you were in a community like back in the day where, let's say you grew up in a small town. If you're a millennial, like you probably had this experience. Like if you didn't grow up in a big city, you can only date people in that environment that you were in. Let's say you're in high school, right? You can only date the women in that high school.
Right.
You don't have any other options. So if you're in that situation, you're probably going to be a bit more careful about how you proceed.
Right.
You're not going to mess it up because you don't have unlimited options. You have a very finite amount of options in this environment.
Right.
But now that it's global, you can date someone on a whole other continent if you want to. If you want to, you can do that for real. And you got the logistical capacity to make it happen. You can do that.
Right.
So people a lot of men and women don't want to commit to any option because it cuts them off from the fantasy of a potential option. And reality cannot compete with fantasy.
Okay.
Think about it. You get on this app. I think they say we see more beautiful women in a day than kings saw in their entire lives.
Right.
And the same thing is true for women, right? So a lot of people don't want to cut off any potential, not even a real option, a potential option. The potential person they can meet tomorrow by committing to the person who's here today.
Okay.
And there's way more variables than that, but those are just like some of the big ones that stick out.
All right, so I just got like one more little question. I'm gonna let you go. I'm at work. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, I feel like people are always like, just be honest with me, just be straight up with me, tell me what you want, and we'll see if we can coexist together. So I'm thinking, my whole thing is when I meet a female, I like to try to get to know them, like their wants, their likes, this type of stuff, so that I don't offend, and I only do the things that they like. And I kind of, I can adapt to how to be, in their life. But I've realized that I guess you gotta kind of hold back, correct? Like if you met a woman, you can't be fully accessible to her. Because to me, it kind of messes. Okay, let me just say this. I've noticed over the years, like let's say I meet a female in the store at 5:00 p.m. I'm walking through the store, I see her. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you cute. You single? Let me get your number. She's like, sure, no problem. That's 5:00. I've asked women this. When is the right time to contact that woman? Because if you wait too long, they're like, you had my number 2 weeks ago and you never called. I'm uninterested.
It's a losing strategy because you're trying to adapt to the woman, and women come from very different. Like, there's too much variety in terms of what they want. So you making that adaptation can work for girl A, but it won't work for girl B. It'll be a turn off.
Right.
Here's the best approach. This is what I do with my male clients. It's 2 phases. Phase 1, we make you generally attractive.
Gotcha.
We make you generally attractive. If you're not generally attractive, being yourself is going to be bad advice. Because yourself is not what Hitch. Will Smith saying Hitch, he was like, he got Buddy some shoes, and Buddy was like, I don't think they're me. And he was like, you is a very fluid concept right now. We don't need to worry about what the fuck you want to do, right? So it's like, let's make you generally attractive first.
I got you.
Once you become generally attractive to where like you understand the principles as to how like the feminine and the masculine interact, how sexual polarity works. Once you achieve that, now be yourself. Now lean into authenticity. Meaning, if you want to call her, you call her. If you want to test her, you test her. If that's a turn off for her, you're simply incompatible.
Okay, and then that's okay to. So okay, I get it. So, at all times, be myself. Don't adapt to them because that's not gonna work anyway. Because if I adapt to them and they end up liking me as the adapted person, it's going to end up blowing back in my face.
It's going to be performative, and then like, it's going to make you performative. So, and then she'll never really like you for you because she's liking the performance. And then if you deal with another woman, that same performance is a turnoff to her.
I got it.
So it's just not a good. It's not a good strategy. So again, you got to be generally attractive first. Once you get that, now lean into authenticity, and the authenticity is going to act as a filtering mechanism. It's going to filter the women.
And then it's okay to filter them all out.
Right.
Because once you be like, oh, I don't like that, you just walk off, just like they walk off, correct? They just not interested.
Right.
All right, hey, look, I'm getting me a gym membership tomorrow, so I can get this little stomach together.
There we go.
Hey man, I appreciate you, brother. And when I just got me 2 jobs. I got me a new car. So in about 2-3 months, man, when I get this little extra money up, I'm definitely gonna pay for this. Pay for this class you got. Cause I told you last, I'm a single father raising this 6-year-old, this little girl. So I gotta make sure I can feed her before I can do anything else. But man, hey, look, I really appreciate you, sir. I salute you, man. You are definitely on. You are definitely in the right position as far as what you're doing. Cause not one time I talked to you have I felt like this nigga didn't know what he was talking about. Like every time I talk to you, I'll be like, well, that makes a lot of sense. But thank you again, sir. You have an awesome night.
You're the same, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, cool.
Speaking of which, if y'all want to purchase your 1-hour coaching call where you'll get clarity over your situation and a tailored step-by-step action plan, just DM me the word coach. I will send you a link to book your call. All right? We got time for one more. Who has a short one? If you're in the queue right now, let me know if you have a short one. I'm only taking a short one. I can't do any more long ones. Pause. I know CJ's gonna call me out for that. Danny, you stupid, bro. All right, I didn't see anybody say what their short question was going to be, so guess calls are done. He said O'Neal didn't deny it. I can tell you what, the clients I get from actually I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.